Ray, do you have any feedback on that drain, or has Snyder been contacted since April 1st pertaining to the situation?
Well, according to our old storm sewer maps, that does drain back up toward town. It does drain to the north, drains to Maple Street, and then ties into that new sewer or the old 15-inch sewer that goes to Pipe Creek. But there's an issue with that catch basin and another catch basin, as far as I know, draining. They've not drained for some time. The ones to the south of it drain, and the ones on down to the north drain, but there's two there that don't.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're plugged or broke down, and that's all I can tell. Now, does your basement have a floor drain in it, and water comes back up through?
No.
Water doesn't come up through the floor drain.
It comes through cracks in the floor from the water pressure.
But you do have a drain in the floor, in the basement?
I have a pump.
Sump pump.
Sump pump.
Yeah.
Because I got a video.
And I
from
know
Ben.
that there's two houses. My neighbor, then I'm not sure about the house next to them, but then the third house, their basement, I mean, the water just comes in like a fountain. And here's the issue with them. Nobody else go complain because they're not their houses. They're rentals.
Rental
They
properties.
could care less if their basement floods. Mine, on the other hand, I'm, don't want it to get ruined,
Well, I would hope that the owners would be concerned, but
I
they
would
may
think
not.
so too.
They may not.
They
be-
may not even tell
been
them.
notified. I mean, I would think that Mr. Schneider ought to be contacted. Like I said, I apologize because this is
That's
the first
okay.
I've heard anything since
And the
today. I
guy-
talked to the gentleman.
I stood out there and it was Carl and
I don't remember the
what's the
gentleman.
young?
Ben,
Oh, Ben.
Yes, Ben. They were there and they said,
was he digging dirt out of it by any chance? Because he sent me a video of digging dirt out of one of those. So I don't know if he got finished.
they had a big truck coming.
Yeah, we brought the back in to clean that out.
And I didn't know those guys, but they were looking with a camera and stuff, and they couldn't find it. And he said, well, we got a little bit of it to drain, and that was like an hour and a half later, and a little bit didn't do enough. And they said they'd have to figure it out and come back, and I haven't heard anything. So I know it's not been fixed.
Well, I mean, to me, that's in Joe's spectrum of work and his
Yeah.
agreement
Yeah,
and more his profession than ours.
right.
So I would think Joe need to be contacted and have him go down there as
I have
soon
a
as
work
possible.
order made.
Okay, cool.
That's all I
We'll
need.
send Mr. Schneider down there to,
I'd appreciate that.
and if we could ask him to follow up with her as a property owner, so stay in communication with her on where the town is on that.
That would be great. Thank you very much.
You're
And I thank you for coming in because most people don't come in and ask us. They
Well,
just start saying
Tracy
stuff.
said she would come up and say something. I said, I just need to make sure I know where we're at, and not hearsay or this one or that one,
And that's why I like that you
do it
came in.
this way.
Right, the line of communication has to stay open if we're gonna address the issue, because like I said, I was under the understanding that when I was down there with the gentleman back in 2025, I have not heard any more about that issue.
And in my mind, I thought it was just put off. So there you go.
Right.
Did you expect a time frame for this to happen?
Well, Joe should be down there, and I would think sometime in the next day or so to
Yeah.
take a look at
Well,
it.
see, and that's
Well,
why
it's March
I was
Friday,
about
so-
the time frame, but since you were totally unaware of that,
Right,
Between Friday and Tuesday, we'll say just because it is tomorrow's Friday.
all right.
you don't have any current standing water due to
No, no,
right
no.
now?
No, but thank you. Now, do I need to stay for the rest of this?
No.
You guys have a lovely night.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
But that was the one that was on the table for a long time. The storm sewer down there, and finally took it off the table. Because there wasn't no quote or anything to proceed or didn't know what to do. So 2 or 3 months ago, you guys took it off the table. It was on the table. since
Right, we
last
were waiting
summer.
on Carl to get a
Yeah.
quote for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe Snyder can, because when I spoke to the gentleman down there doing the service, and Carl called me down there in 2025.
But now the barricade's up there because it started collapsing out around the catch basin out towards the street. like I don't know whether there's a sinkhole developing around it or what,
Okay.
but Joe put that barricade up there.
Pardon me.
Joe knows about
So Tracy or somebody's gonna reach out, you're gonna
Yeah.
reach out to Joe and,
I made a work order for it.
That's just one of many
right,
that don't work.
right. Well, and that was my thing when talking to Carl about it in the past is if you have one that doesn't work, there's no sense of calling somebody to fix one if that whole area has issues. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you got a major project, then you need to look at the major project. Let's not just
You have to
band-aid the
figure out
situation.
which direction it goes, and if you've got a couple that don't work, then you start closest to your downflow, and then you work your way back. That's not expertise speaking, that's just common sense.
Well, that lacks in some places. So
Mhm.
thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate you having it.
Okay. Moving on, I've got meeting minutes from March 12th, 2026 from the regular council meeting. Were there any adjustments that needed to be made?
Mr. President, I talked to the clerk when I first got here. There was a correction. It said sewage agreement.
Oh, okay.
It was actually a service agreement, so the minutes that you have there are hers corrected. And then the other
Okay.
correction that I seen was when we made the motion for Kaiser Consulting,
Mhm.
I made the motion to pay that out of Riverboat if applicable, so she added the if applicable.
Okay.
And the only other question I had was, it said that you made a motion to approve minutes for the executive session, and I'm assuming that you did.
I'm assuming I did.
So other than that, I think the corrections have all been made on the
Okay.
set of minutes that you were presented with upon
Okay.
arrival.
Okay. Seeing no other changes, I'll accept a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the regular council meeting March 12th as presented.
Second.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Brett.
Aye. Okay, committee reports. The only thing that I've got from planning commission zoning is that we did, and you should have received a copy in your email. We received a resignation from Mr. Collins as the zoning administrator.
I'll go ahead and motion to accept that resignation as presented.
Second.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Brett.
Mr. President, it'd be my question if, and I talked to Tracy a little bit about it yesterday. I think we need to appoint someone to intern that until we applicant that position. I don't know what the statute says, and I was gonna have her check if the president of your zoning board can do that or would do that, or if you had a member of that board that would step in to cover that position until we find somebody that is in the building trade. We may also need to look into trying to do the interlock agreement with the county. We obviously need somebody that's up to par on building codes.
Yeah.
State and local. So it'd be my recommendation that you speak with the legal counsel, and if you can appoint somebody from your board without having to have a council meeting, a special meeting to do so, that you do that. That way that they have a point of contact until that is filled. It would be my recommendation that we look into getting the interlock agreement with the county, because the state statutes and the codes change so much.
Right.
And it is not a paid position, but we would have to obviously pay something to the county But that way that the individual's not feeling like that they're not educated enough on the position itself, that we have somebody that's skilled to do that work.
I agree.
So do you want to just check into the attorney and then update the council?
Yeah. And that was all I had from that committee. Do we have anything from Parks and Rec?
I don't have anything new. No one has applied to my knowledge for the park, so
Okay.
it's stagnant at the moment.
Okay.
I'm sure Carl will bring it up in the police, because they took over the Easter egg hunt, and due to the potential weather, that committee made a decision to move the Easter egg hunt to the 18th at 11 a.m. But until someone applies for the parks and recreation, we will just move forward as a council and address those issues.
Do they put any notes like on doors, what day it's gonna be? Like it's gonna be on, you said the 18th?
Yeah, I'm assuming that they posted it on the pages. I seen it on this. I seen Brett shared it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can ask Carl on the police report to make sure that it's more. I mean, they did have it at the station. I haven't been to the station to see if they changed
I
it.
haven't either.
That'd be cool if they could put it like at the gas station, the post office, and the hospital or something.
Okay. Traci, did you want to talk about recent communications with the attorney? Is there anything that we need to handle from her area?
So we've been trying to get the annexation done. Have you seen all the emails on it?
Yes, it's at a standstill.
Okay,
right
see,
now.
basically we're at a standstill because I just went out and around and I called the county and I just asked them, what do I need to do? What do you need from me? Where are we going to go from here? So, I sent her everything that we had from the fiscal plan, the attorney, the papers that I got from Brad, everything, and her and the attorney have been working together.
Okay.
So they did reach out to Brad today,
Mhm.
and he has to be the one to move forward from here.
Okay.
And so until he gets done everything with Young's title or whoever he uses for the title company, so they can split it off and make a parcel,
Okay.
then they can let us know, and then we will have a public hearing.
Yeah,
to
they're
annex it.
waiting to do a survey of the property, correct? Is what I read.
Well, he's already had one, but he has to close it, whatever they have to do. But it's up to the property owners from here. And so I just kind of, I got tired of it being on my desk. So I just went out and around. But we're moving forward, so till I hear back from that. That's all I have for that.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to do this now or do it under new?
Yeah, you can do it whenever you want.
Okay. So we also got a copy of the ADA transition plan provided by Kiefer Consulting Group. It does look like we need to adopt a resolution. Has everybody had a chance to review through here?
I have,
Briefly.
my question was, it takes a public hearing.
For the transition plan.
According to page 9, County of Gaston will host a public meeting and invite the public to discuss currently known areas of the town with no access to any town programs. Service of activities. The meeting will record all public comments to include in the transition plan.
Okay.
So I didn't know if that had to occur prior to your resolution or after your resolution, if you had to set it at the date of your resolution.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Why don't I follow up with them on that and find out whether we need to have that public meeting ahead of time.
Yeah, because I mean,
Because I don't know that it's, you know, it's not a, oh my God, we have to do it today.
Right.
I don't want to do it right.
Yeah.
When we do it.
Right.
so with that feedback, I motion to table the town of Gaston's ADA transition plan to communicate if we need to have a public hearing prior to the resolution adoption.
Second.
A motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Brett.
Aye. Okay, moving on to new business. We had a leak adjustment that was presented for account number 300-740-06. I do see a receipt here. The form is filled out. And it does appear that the gallons required per the ordinance showed up.
As long as this order off of Amazon is applicable to Traci for State Board of Accounts as a receipt.
Who is that? Is there another page to that?
That's what I was wondering, because it just says a replace.
Hmm.
That's why I asked her.
I can ask her for actual receipt.
That was my only concern if that was applicable. So seeing that a proper receipt that meets the requirements of State Board of Accounts is acquired to the clerk's office, then I would motion to accept the leak adjustment for account number 3007-4006.
Second.
The motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Brett.
Aye. Have extra pages starting to appear.
There's
It's
one
dangerous.
right there.
Okay, moving on to the claim docket.
Motion to accept the claim docket as presented, subject to audit.
Second.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye. ATV. Was anyone able to balance back?
I reviewed the bills submitted, but due to the time restraint when they came in, the final came in today, I did not calculate from there.
Okay.
Was you able to do so?
I was able to do so. And everything was accounted for, so.
A motion to accept the accounts payable voucher for April 2026, in the sum of $12,514.37 as presented, subject to audit.
Second.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
I have to go print that out. He says they're 8 to 10 weeks out. I forgot. It's already approved.
Oh, okay.
We just need to sign it. So I can do it after or whatever.
That's fine. Okay, extra stuff, we have, got our, workers' comp renewal quote from, Liberty Mutual. It looks like our premium is gonna be $3,304 for the year. And we have to make a payment of $24.89, is that right? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, but I always think I just pay it all.
Okay, okay. Can I give it back to you?
Sorry.
And motion to accept the Liberty Mutual Insurance for workman's compensation renewal quote as presented.
Second.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
You want to sign it? Just sign your initials on it. Just double check.
Council, the other thing that the clerk brought to my attention, last year we passed ordinance 2025-07, an ordinance of the Town Council of Gaston, Indiana, establishing and authorizing a promotional account fund to receive donations and pay expenses incurred in promoting the betterment of the town. Apparently we had duplicates of 2025-07, so we need to readopt.
That one.
We need to readopt with a corrected number of 2026-03. There would be nothing else changing, just the ordinance number.
So could we just motion to amend the number, or do you need to
You
go
can
through
do
the
that.
whole?
And then I'll name the title so we know which title we're changing. I'll just leave space for it.
Yeah, motion to amend the ordinance number of 2025-07 to 2026-03, subject to audit.
Second.
Motion with a second.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Brett.
Aye. Moving on to department reports. Ray, have we got anything in water sewer?
The only thing I have in sewage is, over a week ago, we had a pump failure. And we had to have it pulled and sent away. I'm not sure where it was sent. I've not heard from it yet, but Cooley pulled it and sent it in for repair. It was still operating, but it had evidently gotten water in the oil and was tripping a sensor.
Okay.
So we were able to hopefully pull it before it completely failed and burn out.
Okay.
Let me go.
Do I have any other questions for Ray?
I have a financial question on water.
Yes.
I noticed our current balance in the water is under 20,000. I'm asking the council if we should be concerned with that, or asking the clerk treasurer, should we make any? I know the water leaks have cost a lot.
Right.
I would just like her to review that and make sure that the council doesn't need to take any action to secure any more funds in that line item.
I will call Brooke. I looked at it also. She has been out.
Yeah, I know the water leaks is a lot of it, but I
Yeah.
just would, if we need to take an action to get more funds in there, I would
Let's
like
do
to,
that.
then I think we need to take that action.
Okay.
If
Where do
we,
those funds come from?
if we need to, maybe reallocate Mr. Gillespie's pay to secure some more money in the water funding, then we have that option too.
Okay.
Within our utilities.
Yeah.
There's not a tree out back that we can go pull off of, I wish.
No, I'm just asking where
Yeah.
the funds come from.
Yeah,
I didn't
within
know
the
if it's gonna
utilities.
raise people's water bills or what.
Well, there's a rate study in place right now for an increase, but we'll have whenever they do that, there's a public hearing.
Yeah, I'd just be curious to see how much everybody here on this council makes. Maybe we could take a little cut out of that too. We're gonna do the water guy.
Yeah, I've said that all along. I would give my check up.
Okay.
The big $300 a month I make is not worth it, sir. I can stay 4 hours at my job and make twice that.
That's great.
Streets.
Okay, streets. We now have a new street superintendent. He's not here today for me to ask him questions, but I did notice that he is now having been right down Lee does daily, or it looks like he's having them do it daily, which I like to see. This month so far, it looks like he's having them do, been cleaning up back there and helping Ronnie a little bit with panels, burn some of that brush down. Talked to Ben earlier the last couple of days. He said there is some cold patching he'd like to get done next week. And then the main thing I got so far is Carl sent something about us doing dumpster day. So he's wanting to do it the first weekend of May, or May 2nd and 3rd. I'd like to extend it a day and do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Give the community a little more time to get stuff over there, because a lot of times that's the feedback I've gotten. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm willing to help out an extra day. So
Yeah, I think usually in the past it's been a manpower.
Yeah, as long as we have the manpower.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we've got the manpower, that's fine.
okay, and you go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, Tracy found that cheaper company,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's wanting to go with 3 dumpsters. He's saying 2's not enough.
Okay.
It's always been jammed every year.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that as long as we're utilizing it.
Right.
And then where we would pay that cost out of. But I would hope that the public understands that we do this out of the ability to get large items and things out of the community. Anybody that's utilizing the dumpster days to get rid of your trash that's sitting behind your house the other 364 days a year,
Right.
is not going to work.
No.
It's causing, we've got issues with rodents in the town because of it.
Snakes are bad.
That's exactly why when we lost our local trash pickup, I was hoping to get a contract with our current and utilize it on the utility bills to where, like the other small towns do, to where I felt like if they paid for it, they would use it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't do that. But to me, and Carl can correct me if I'm wrong, if you're leaving trash outside the back of your home for days and days and days, that falls under the nuisance ordinance,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
And I totally agree with that. And I don't think they should do that all year round. But I think this will show that we're trying. I mean, we already show that we're trying, and now we're going to extend it a day and a dumpster. But after that, that's as far as we can go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've been out there, you see how much we're packing those things. We're packing them,
Yeah.
packing them.
Yeah.
So I think 3 days, 3 dumpsters. I don't ever want to go any more than that. But if we can afford to do it, I'd take it out of the streets or whatever. I'll go out there and help like I do every year.
And what'd you say? What, I know you rented one. What was it?
It was $584.
Where before they were like
It's
800.
They were $800 and $900. Yeah.
So
And that's for a
this
40
is-
yard. And you know how it is when you call as a business. Sometimes it's different, but I mean, I can double check.
I mean, because you'd want to get it on the next water bills, and because it's only just a couple weeks away. That was my question to Carl. Are you giving the citizens enough time to clean out their garage or whatever? So I know that one year you were able to keep it a couple extra days without any cost. So that might be something you look at too. Hey, if we got one that's not full, right, you got to charge us more if we keep it a few extra days until people, because weekends are the time people are going to get it done. I think it's a good service if our people are utilizing it.
Yeah, they have. But it's
So
only-
I do know that from the place that we rented from, if a contractor calls in, they keep them longer than a person. Like when we done it, we couldn't keep them.
So Snyder General Contracting needs to call them.
Maybe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Kind of off to the side, as far as the nuisance ordinance goes, we can either talk about it now or we can talk about it later. The Northwest Record trucks that were here the other day, was that part of the nuisance control?
I would say that we would discuss that during police.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that later, yeah, that's fine.
So you're going with the May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, or are you wanting to go later? What are you wanting to do?
I would say take Robert's recommendation if he's
Right.
going to be here.
Yeah.
And then we still do that.
I mean, it's not going to get on the water bills before that
Monday,
week.
there's gonna be a lot more going out for the ordinance violation.
And we'll get that when we do police.
With the junk and trash in people's yards. So that's
I
what
would
I'm
say it
saying.
won't-
Because the water bills go out on the
Let
30th.
me look at this date real quick.
They've already went out.
So,
They should have been on there this month because the
Yeah.
next water bill's the 30th.
so how would you, I mean, I know it's not it's not Carl's department anymore. So how do you, if you want to do that weekend, how do you want to notify the public?
I got to first look at this date because I do coach travel and I don't want to make sure I'm trying to check when I got no internet in here.
Do we want to move it later in May?
Yeah, I want to move it later in May.
because the second week of that is Mother's Day, so I'm not,
Yeah.
we're not, so,
I'd say maybe like third week.
I mean.
Right?
you
So the
set date, it's your
15th,
department.
16th, and 17th.
Huh?
The 15th, 16th, and 17th.
I mean, the community, most of the community knows that we usually do it in June. We always have.
It's always on Father's Day weekend.
But I figured if we get it a month earlier, when we pass on all these ordinance violations, they can come in there and dump trash and.
But we don't want them to wait all year for that either. Like, we don't get used to.
I mean, he's the gentleman that's gotta go down there and work it, so I'm,
Right.
you know,
What days were you saying?
15,
Well-
16, 17
15th, 16th, and 17th. That's the weekend
after Mother's
after
Day.
Mother's Day.
I said May.
and I'll be out of town that weekend.
Yeah, we can do it that that time, but I'll have to be gone for about an hour and a half on both those days. But I will be. Other than that, yeah, I just have a soccer game on 16th, 17th, but they're only an hour long. So.
Well, you can do you can do June like Ray said. I mean,
Yeah.
that gives people, you know,
Okay, we can do.
That gives plenty of time to get it on the water bills and
right.
get the public
I think
notified.
that's what Ray's been saying is people look for it to be in June.
Let's do that. That'll be better.
What is it?
So what,
We're gonna
5th,
do-
6th, and 7th? That'd be the first weekend.
Yeah, let's do that.
June 5th, 6th, and 7th.
And how am I going to notify the public?
Well, she
I'll
can
bless.
Well, she can put it on the water bills that way. That
Okay.
gives plenty of time. We can't do it, like, we couldn't do it for the first weekend of March because the water bills have already gone out and the next water bill won't go out, won't hit boxes in enough time to notify people.
And I'll talk to everybody I see at the gas station. I'll talk to everybody
Yeah.
everywhere. Let them know.
I'd start getting it out now, and then that gives them plenty of time.
Yeah.
Are we doing that in the form of a motion, or?
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion to make dumpster day in June. We're gonna do 3 dumpsters for 3 days on the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Mhm.
That's what I-
5th, 6th, and 7th.
What hours?
8 a.m. to 3. What do you think?
Well, Friday's a work day.
8 a.m. to 4. And then we'll do it till 3 on the week, Saturday and Sunday. Is that good? Go ahead.
I
and
don't
give
know
me-
what we usually do.
At 4 o'clock, if you're working,
It's
she's not
weekend.
gonna work till 3:30 or 4. Then how they gonna get the dumpster?
That's why I did a weekdays and weekends.
I would, you made the motion, so I would do 8 to 6 and break up your workers.
Okay, 8 to 6. Let me redo. Can I redo that?
You know,
I want to do Okay, I'm making a motion to do dumpster day with 3 dumpsters, 3 days, 8 to 6 p.m. on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of June.
I'll second that motion.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
No, I would just I'm sure I can come down there and help some of that time frame as we get closer.
Yeah.
And then we just get us a little, not everybody has to stay from 8 to 6. You don't need 5 people down there
Mm-mm.
at one time. So
Yeah.
just break up the work
Like when
schedule.
I go to my soccer, somebody can take over.
Yeah.
So I'll call the people that I run across, see how much they are. And we'll still have another month to,
Like, they're looking for competitive.
Yeah.
well, that's how I found them because I just started at the top and worked my way down.
And that the amount we're saving, we'll pay for that extra dumpster too. So then it's like we're paying the same as we normally do.
Yeah, because we're paying $800 and $900.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. That's all I got.
Only questions I have for streets is if you could, and I haven't spoken to him, like I said, I seen Mr. Snyder, but I was sick and I didn't want to share it with anybody. If I could get an update of where we are on getting the new fence at the park. I'm pretty sure we have all the equipment for it. They'll want to check and make sure that, but it's starting to get warm, so if we could get an update on getting that fence up.
I'll talk to him. He just gave me that.
Oh, yeah, we got that. You ready for police?
Yep.
Mr. Barber?
All right. We got some utility poles that's gonna need to be the lights, the Christmas lights and banners and everything. They're putting up new poles down South Sycamore. So we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do that before Christmas time.
Share that with Mr. Schneider that goes on the streets.
I emailed it to him, told him about. We done officer hours, we're same as it was. Ross Key's got 21, Jerry's got 20. Jenny got 19 and a half. So we're doing hours, got 55 calls. Fuel's good, $130. Now you wanna talk about the ordinances?
How about it?
We've been to 7 different residents. Towed out a lot of vehicles. Got like 7 out of different other locations. One house took care of their own by taking it to the scrap yards. So we're pretty decent on that. We're gonna get more on getting stuff cleaned up starting Monday.
Okay, so let's stop right there while we talk about the cars. Because I don't know that everybody's up to par on that. When you do the cars, you're also following the state statute, correct? Not just a local town ordinance?
Right, state statute. A lot easier, give them 3 days in public right away and 20 days in the driveway.
So you're going by the state statute, then the ordinance, nuisance ordinance, or you're going the nuisance ordinance and then the state statute?
State statute.
And then, okay.
And are those people fined for any of that stuff, or is that just paid for by the town?
The record takes over, the record service takes over they put a bid in on the cars.
There's no charge to the
No
town.
charge to the town.
So you don't make any kind of profit off that whatsoever? The town
No.
does not?
We're not here to make profit off anybody.
I'm just saying if you're putting in the work and the time, I'm just asking if you got any profit off that for the town. You see what I'm saying? But my question is, like we discussed, having a committee to determine what property constitutes that falls under the ordinance. Where's that with the attorney? We never talked about that.
Well, we did talk about it, you just weren't here when we talked about it.
Okay.
And talking to the attorney, she was on the same page that I believe I'm on, that you get a bunch of citizens, including myself, that aren't up to par with state statute laws and that kind of thing. I personally feel more confident in having our law enforcement officers do it. They're the ones that's trained with the law. I think, in my opinion, that another committee is just another, I'm sorry, but it's a havoc to bring in a middle section that's going to come to them and they're going to say, no, you can't do that because that's not the law. To me, it's just too many things to try to get the job done.
So it's basically just up to Carl.
No, it's up to the police department in the state of
Police
Indiana.
Okay. And my other question was, it's great moving the cars and stuff. That's awesome and stuff. What about all the trash? And I'm going to use, for example, the Swift residents down there with all that shit laying all over the ground all the time. I mean, that's ridiculous.
He's working on me. We got 2 cars out there.
I'm just talking about the trash. I don't care how much money you make. You can pick up your trash. You know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous. I mean, it's stupid. It makes the town look stupid. And we're going to raise money on the water bill. We got people that guy should be fined for all that shit laying in his yard.
He will be next week.
And that there is a fine process in the nuisance ordinance.
Yeah,
I
saw it.
totally agree with you. I mean, I could drive around town.
It's ridiculous.
We've all said it, sitting at this table. And everyone, I believe, in this room appreciates the hard work that they put into their property. When my kids were little and I went home and their bikes were thrown in the yard, some people, it set me off. I like to keep my place looking nice.
I get tired of everybody that lives in this town, like feeling so bad about this town because of the way it looks. It didn't used to be like that. I mean, when I was younger, I'd come through here all the time, and it was never like that.
Because people appreciated their hard work and what they put into their properties.
Yes.
It's not a Gaston thing. My mother lives in the next town over,
I know.
and I can take you over there and show you a house that has 4 toilets
I
in the front
understand
yard.
that's no excuse though.
So it's not an excuse, but we have to follow the law.
Okay, here's my other question. That trailer park over there, who owns that?
Go ahead, Mr. Barber.
The problem, we don't know.
Well, that's the problem. You guys need to know this stuff.
Well, if
Well, I'll tell you
find out
this.
Who it was,
I'll tell you this.
we would address it.
You got to know this stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's a document that shows who owns that land. Does he own all that property behind the trailer park too?
No, there's.
I mean, you can use eminent domain when there's public habitat, public blight, or environmental hazard. You can use it.
Okay, the
Let's
Board of
take
Health
out
has been to that property
$2,000.
3 times since I've
Okay,
been on
and nothing's
council.
been done.
Well, there's a reason for it.
Okay.
The property on the front is listed. You sent a notice out.
Several,
The second one, because the back is owned by a different person.
right.
That gentleman is not contacting you. We have reached out to the town attorney to see if we can move forward on that property. Am I correct? Is that what I read?
That's great. When can we expect an answer on that?
Well, when she gets back with us. I
And we
mean,
have a time frame.
well, you're more than welcome to
I mean,
call.
you
but-
pay these people to do jobs for you, correct?
We
Attorneys and
absolutely-
stuff.
we
Yes.
do.
So you direct them to give you a time frame. You are paying these people.
Well, she sent it over to the attorney and this week, and I'm sure she'll get back with us. And then we also put in our service agreement with Mr. Schneider that once we get the permission, his company can go on the property and clean it up to save the town some money. So I'm just as furious as you are, but I also am not going to break the law and step in on somebody's property. And we had previous council members that did that.
I didn't say break the law.
So-
I just said hold the people that are doing your work for you accountable for a time frame and get it done.
Well, we also have burned out houses I want to talk about. That goes under the blight.
Which one?
You got one down in the new addition that's been burned out for years. And my interpretation, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you're the law enforcement officer.
Right.
The burnout homes fall totally different than under the nuisance.
Right.
So where are we at on the burnout homes? How many current burnout homes do we have in town?
2.
Just the 2, that's what.
One of them's gonna be tore down this week or next week.
Okay, has he got his demolition report, permit already?
Yes.
Okay. Where are we at on the other one?
We're gonna send him out another Monday.
I spoke, it's not my department, but I spoke with the owner of the one on North Main Street, the dead end,
Mhm.
and that's his next project.
He's gonna do that.
Yes.
I have a question, Carl. Because this is the issue I've heard about cleaning up properties like the one he's talking about. You'll go down there, do the warnings or whatever. They'll clean it up for 2 weeks. And then you have to start the process all the way back over, correct?
Right.
That's the problem that we're having on a lot of them. And then you have to start it all back over. It's not like it's just, like we put all that work into it. They finally do it or ask. And then it looks good for a week and a half. And then it starts back over and we have to do the whole process over again.
Have they been fined?
Are they on that step in the ordinance violation?
I think they're pretty close to it.
Because that's my position, is that you have to follow that nuisance ordinance to the T. If the 10 days is up and you're supposed to issue a fine, you better be there to issue that fine on the 10th day. The properties that I'm talking about, you ain't cleaning up in 2 weeks, unless you're gonna start from the morning you get up till the time you go to bed.
And then like Rob said, you bring in more crap.
That's just the problem. Like they'll do to get by with it, but then they bring it and then it's just like worse than it was
Yeah, but the
before.
problem is
There's a difference between usable stuff and just shit laying around.
well, that's usable shit to them.
I would
Yeah,
ask
it's
them.
not.
I
Not if
agree.
it's laying out in the middle of a freaking yard like that.
But
A battery.
that's where they live.
No,
Council,
that's not how
I
we
did-
live in this town.
I did
All right.
happen to be up here this week when a lady came up here that has the same name of the lady that owns the property at Washington and Mulberry Street. And she was accidentally delivered a sheriff's sale notice of a closing of property. And it happened to be the house. at Washington and Mulberry Street that evidently went to sheriff's sale. Somebody must have bought it and they were closing on it. So that house may remedy itself.
Council,
Is that close to me?
this has been a
Yeah, the
continuous
house
question
needs to
to the public, questioning our ability to get this enforced. I'd recommend that the town attorney come to the next council meeting and address anybody in the public. I don't like to throw out addresses and names, and I mean, I'm okay with addresses and names and stuff. I'm not here to shame anybody. I just want it cleaned up in normal living standards.
That's why I don't say names either.
What I,
I don't mind.
all the properties that, well, there's people that might not like my yard, but it's
That's fine.
livable.
I don't mind
So,
calling it out for what it is.
But I want the ones I'm talking about are, for lack of better words, are just filth.
Yeah.
It's not just everyday average living. I got a call pertaining to someone that actually stated, that's why I brought it up earlier, when they were questioned why they had X amount of trash bags behind their home with trash in them. They stated they were waiting on the town's dumpster days. I understand there's financial hardships out there, but I would think that people could come to us and say, hey, you know, I can't afford this. Can you help me? I think our police department's been willing to help, that kind of stuff. So I don't want to hear all the shaming on the line that the police department hasn't asked to help. We have done
I've
our
even
part.
offered with my,
So I'm ready to move forward, and I want you to move that nuisance ordinance to the T. If they're supposed to be fined, then they need to be fined, and it's a clear shot of the entire town. I don't know how many times we got to talk about this. We brought our Peebles attorney in here and drove him around town. You know, get him cleaned up.
I have no problem with the police department, but like you said, as far as financial needs or financial means and stuff go, I don't care how much money you make, you can pick up your trash,
Right.
period.
Well, unfortunately,
But-
some people think what you and
I
I
don't
think
care
is
what they
trash. They
think, I'm
think
just
it's
telling
they
you.
think it's decorations.
Yeah, well, it's not.
no, we're not, I'm not disagreeing with
I'm
you.
not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you. And there's a law they have to follow. But trash is trash.
That's the hard part. The hard part is that we have to follow that, and then when it goes back and they do it, and then a week later it's back to where it was. But times it, that's where the battle's at.
So my point is if I go through your documents, that's why I told you that you need to forward it to the council. You need to forward it to the Tracy's office and find out that somebody should already been fined and you didn't find them. I'm going to be upset because it's pretty simple. Just follow the process. If they don't clean up their mess, then they can go to the courthouse and they can tell it to a judge in Delaware County. Because none of these properties are just everyday average live. They are filth and ignored, period.
And perhaps could offset the water bill going up for people who actually are responsible and pay their bills.
I don't think we have an issue with delinquent utilities right now, do we? So do you need help from us on this? Do you need an appointment with the attorney before we ask her to come next month?
Yes.
Tracy, would you schedule an appointment with the attorney and Carl pertaining to these properties? Man, if you want my opinion, I'm tired of you having to spend your time doing it. I would sooner be step A to B. Here's your fine, here's your ticket, here's your court date.
I agree.
And it's not any different. If anybody in this room's property has got trash all over, they get the same treatment as anybody else.
And while we're on that, let's not park our vehicles out halfway in the middle of the freaking road when I'm driving to work at 6 in the morning and people have their vehicles parked halfway out in the middle of the damn road.
But if I park on the sidewalk, I get in trouble.
Are you having an issue
But-
in your,
but-
hold on, let can we
I'm
address?
just saying there's certain people that park their vehicles.
He's not talking about
at-
I know. I was just making a silly.
You're just being a smart ass.
Yes.
I'm talking about people that literally park their vehicle. There's a driveway there, and the vehicle will be halfway out in the middle of the damn road. There's no reason for that.
We're sitting there with the door open.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Well, I wish common sense was for sale, but it's not.
Well, that's why we gotta use the ordinance and everything to crack down on it.
Carl, you got some parking issues. Can you address them?
Yep.
You got anything else on your report?
No.
Okay, you sent in for operation procedure, SOP procedure change. That will not go to the council tonight because it's in violation of state statute.
Right.
So review it and get back with us.
All right.
And last month you told me that you would start getting the council your calls reports. Can you start making sure you get that forward over? Okay. And I did not see the documents for these properties sent over to council and the clerk, so please get that done this week.
Okay.
I have nothing else.
Questions, comments from the community?
Thank you for that.
Well, Gary was saying something, I'm
Yeah.
trying to pay attention to you. So Gary,
Yeah.
you,
I forget what it was now.
so you'll save it for next month, or you want us to stay here for a minute?
He jumped in because there's a lot of these roads that's not wide enough for 2 lanes that's got vehicles parked on.
Cause I park a little bit on there, so then I had to start parking on
I like
there. It's
to-
just, I got a big old, I have
I
a
like to
dually
look
at the time.
to, everything in and off Sycamore and off Elm Street, turn everything in 20 mile an hour.
Well, you know what that takes? It takes the study,
Right,
which is costly.
right,
We tried that before because we had the issue in the addition, remember?
right.
There's already a 15-mile-per-hour sign out there, right?
But it's not legal.
It's not legal.
But the chug holes aren't legal.
The what?
Pardon me?
The chug hole, you can't drive 50 mile an hour down there.
That's the speed bump.
How the hell do we have a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit? It's not legal, I mean,
Because it's a
it's just
housing
a
addition.
suggestion.
No, it's a housing addition.
They put it up
That's why it's
and
called a new addition.
about,
20 would be better, I mean, 15 is kind of rough to do.
that is a speed limit down there, is it not? Is it 30?
It's 30.
30.
Well, about 5 years ago, we were having some complaints down there, and when our other officer, full-time officer, was here, we sent it all over, and it's not legal because you have to do the study, which is a very costly study. If the town was going to do that, I would say you do the whole entire town. That used to be an HOA down there, and it's obviously dissolved.
I did the study myself, I'll save you all kinds of money, 30's too fast.
Well, unfortunately, the state of Indiana does not recognize Mark's study. So, I mean, you can look into the cost of the study, again, and get back with us. I mean, I've always questioned the parking down there and that anyways, because people can't get through and, you know, I've had 100 complaints over RVs parked and people can't see, and I wondered what the obstruction rule was on that, because I know we have it on shrubs. That one property, if they was to back out, you couldn't see. So, I mean, I would say, like he says, I mean, I don't know why people don't park in their driveway if you have driveway access, you know, accessibility. I don't feel comfortable down there in my little corner parking in the road, you know, so I don't.
One more little complaint, and it's no big deal really, but that dumpster right here at the corner of Main, where in the auto body place, or the auto mechanic place, we moved it back a little bit from Elm Street, because I can't see around the corner when the cars are coming
Trying to think
down.
which one you're talking about.
It's just right here at the corner, catty corner from the post office, where the mechanic is. What's
House
his name?
garage?
Teddy, is that his name?
Ted?
Yeah, Ted. The dumpster or whatever is sitting right there at the corner. If you just push it back a little bit, because you pull up that stop sign, you can't see.
It's not our, yeah, it's not ours.
Is
I
that
mean,
Ted's?
It would have to be Ted's.
Can you talk to Ted and ask him if that would be an issue that
I never
move it
seen
back a
it.
little bit? I'm not sure which one he's talking
I'm
about.
not,
So
yeah.
you might know what location he's talking about, Dean.
I haven't seen it, so.
Right at the corner of Elm and Main, right down there.
I know where you're talking
There must be
about,
a new
but we
dumpster.
don't have a dumpster
I-
down there.
There's something sitting there.
I think,
I don't know. I go to
think
work at
for a
like,
few days it was the town's dump truck and it's gone now.
is it
Yeah.
going
Oh,
today?
yeah.
Over and-
I was here
Yeah.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because what is,
Yeah, I couldn't see around it, and then
Yeah, it's
I
moved
went to
now.
pull out a couple times, and yeah.
because I've got a similar situation down by me. What is there a state statute on how close a person can park to a stop sign?
I was in the parking lot though.
I don't know, I have to look at our ordinance.
Because, you know, I know you have your shrubs, wall, you know, ordinance on that, but sometimes, you know, like on, Center and, I can't think, mill. I have to get out there just to be able to see if there's anything coming. And now that, it's a blessing, our restaurant's really prospering. The other day we went in, there wasn't a seat available. That was great. There's more traffic down there, so I was just curious. I mean, I'm not complaining. I just wondered if there was a statue on how close you could park your personal vehicles to a stop sign.
I'll look into it.
What's our meeting next month? May 14th, I think.
It is. Last piece of business we've got a quote that needs to be signed for advanced sign and graphics for the new.
I was gonna ask that question, because that old sign needs to go.
Yes.
It's in bad shape.
Yeah,
The new sign we're getting?
yes.
And we voted to pay for that out of, 2025, right?
Yeah. I encumbered the money from last year.
Right.
So it's already here to pay. It just needs signed so he can, and he's 8 to 10 weeks out.
All right.
Make the motion.
Oh, to pay it?
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to pay
To approve.
to approve, advanced signs and graphics in the amount of $9,781.80.
Actually, it's 9,200 because you have to take the tax off that.
Minus the tax, which would be $9,240.
I'll second the motion.
Got a motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye. Seeing no other business, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn at 7:04 PM.
Second.
Motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
So, T.
That's it.
Thank you.
I've had too much today, but I can't have another glass.
Mhm.
I've had too much today.